housekeeping things. I just want to remind everyone that the meeting's being live streamed as well as recorded, so it can be archived for future viewing. I'd ask that everyone mute themselves when they're not speaking in order to avoid any background noise. If anyone wishes to speak, can I ask you then to put your camera on and use the raise hand function to participate. And if there are any issues about that, you know, drop either something in the chat to either me or Democratic Services so that we can try and help. Just also to try and avoid using the chat function so we don't have a separate meeting in the chat function. So I think we're all sort of aware of these things now. So if I can move to our meeting, thank you all for agreeing to come to this extra meeting to look at our budget. Are there any apologies for absences before I start? No.
None have been provided to myself, Chair.
Great, thank you, Amy. And then are there any declarations of interest? No. So we're going to hear from Matt now for the Shared Regulatory Services budget proposal for 2023-24. So I'm going to hand over to you, Matt.
Start again with the microphone on. Good morning, everybody. Hopefully you found the report straightforward to follow. I think we've laid it out as simply as we can. As you'll recall, we're looking to set the budget a bit later than we ordinarily would do, and that's for good reason. There's real significant amount of uncertainty around in the autumn, and I know when we were all as individual authorities looking at our budgets September, October time, it was looking very, very tough. We were expecting a sort of 3.5% settlement from local government, and we're all forecasting quite significant deficits at that time. Things moved on a bit during the autumn, but we were in the knowledge that we would have a late settlement from Welsh Government, not until the 16th of December. So that was the reason for moving to today's date. There was good news across the autumn. UK Government honoured the commitments of the existing 3-year settlement. They put more money at a UK level for health, school, social services and business. And due to the Barnett formula, that meant that more money came across to Wales, about 644 million. What we didn't know across the autumn was what the Welsh Government were going to do with that. But on the 16th of December, that was announced. 227 million of it found its way into local government. And that meant, on average, instead of the 3.5% settlement that was anticipated, there was a 7.9% uplift. That has left all authorities with some pressure still, as much as it was gratefully received, but nowhere near the sort of dire circumstances that we were forecasting at the start of the autumn. So the draft budget proposal for the Shared Regulatory Service for 22-23-24 is set out in page 1 of the report. So there's a proposed budget of 8.645 million, and that's an overall net increase of £314,000, about 3.8% on the 22-23 budget. The 23-24 budget is shown on the face of the report. I'll just take you through the key adjustments. So we were starting off with a current budget of 8.331 million. So the agreed savings of 3% have been taken from the core activity. So activities common to all areas, and details of those savings are illustrated in the second table at 2.2. Consideration's been included for the 22-3 budget shortfall, which had assumed a 2% salary uplift, whereas the actual agreed pay award was higher at a flat £1,925 per employee, along with the on costs. And then we've also made consideration for an assumed 23-24 pay award in these proposals of 5%. But that the impact of that has been offset by the performance of the pension fund. That's really good news. So employers' rates down a couple of percent, and that helps ease that back. As per the joint working agreement, what we've then done, the core budget is split in line with the population data included in the revenue support grant settlement. And that's illustrated in table 2.5 of the report. And then with the breakdown of the proposed partner budgets, we've set those out in 2.8. So we've gradually built you up to your core shares. No savings have been taken from authority-specific budgets, but they do include growth risks, and that's because of the pay award shortfall in 22-3 and the impact of an assumed pay award of 5% in 23-4. The 2.15 then sets out the details of how this would be progressed by the partners, assuming committee agrees the budget this morning. There's probably one area of risk I need to highlight to you as well. The general guidance that we're getting as local authority, certainly before and around Christmas, was that 5% was an appropriate level to forecast for pay awards for 23-4. More recently, we're aware of the work that the LGA are doing around the national employers negotiations on the pay awards for 23-4. There's some suggestion that 6% is more likely to be the level at which pay awards come in, and very likely that there'll be a flat rate settlement similar to 22-3. So this budget, which we're proposing, will carry a little bit of risk in there. And that we'll need to manage that during the course of the year, potentially. Thank you. Any questions?
Yes. Thanks, Matt. And I know you've spoken to your fellow officers and the other authorities, and I know Helen's spoken to members individually. Councillor Good.
Thanks, Chair. Thank you for that, Matt. Just so I have a very clear understanding, because I will absolutely get asked this. So on the individual contributions of the individual boroughs, I see that obviously Bridgend's contribution has gone up, the Vale's has gone down. And just for clarity,
We've lost you, Councillor Good. Sorry, Councillor Good, I don't know if you can hear me, but we've lost you. We missed that.
Hello? Anybody?
Maybe keep the camera off, Councillor Good.
Yeah, is that better?
Yes, we can hear you now. Sorry about that.
Right. Sorry. Obviously, my computer was like, "Oh, no one wants to see your face. Just turn the camera off. Come on." Sorry about that, Matt. No, I was just saying. So on the contributions of each individual borough, so from the tables, the Vale's contribution has decreased, the Bridgend's contribution and Cardiff's contribution has increased. Just for my clarity, so that I can relay it to other members, is that due to change in population percentage, or is that due to services that we receive by borough?
It's the former. So that it's the mix of the population, the change of the population. And
right. Okay, that's really helpful.
We've tried to set that out in table 2.5, gives the population shares. Yeah,
great. Okay, thanks, Matt.
Have changed over the last year. And to be honest, there's a bit of that the host authorities will have seen that through in the AEF settlements. So it was 7.9% across whole of Wales. But obviously there was quite a range. Some Welsh authorities did as well as 9.3% and some as poorly as 5.4%. So there's been quite a population change in relative populations across the whole of Wales, actually.
Great,
Right,
thanks for that
thanks.
context.
Great, thanks, Matt. So I don't see anybody else with any other questions. So we're being asked today to obviously agree to approve this proposed budget for 2023 and 24. So and also you need everyone to sign, each representative to sign the working agreement also.
Yeah.
Yeah. So can I take it that we are agreeing to those recommendations?
Agree.
Great.
Agree.
Great. Thank you. Thank you all. And I think I have no other further business. So Matt, I take it that you'll get all of those that
Yeah, the
side of
team
it signed and everything. Yeah, great.
Organised between Helen and my team.
Brilliant. Well, thank you all very much for coming along today. So unless there are any other issues that anyone else is raising, our next proper full meeting is on at 10 o'clock on the 21st of March. So I look forward to seeing you all then. Thank you very much.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, Chair.
Bye.
Thank
Have
you,
a good
everyone.
weekend.